we have our own language in this country that confuses a lot of the world. Do you know, in America, they do not sing hip hip hooray at the end of happy birthday. Did you know we were the only people who did that? Do you know how fucking embarrassing it is? I was at a table of people I didn't even know that well, and they finish happy birthday and I just go, hip hip! And it's just silence, and they're all just staring at me, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't usually fucking happen. And one of them goes, what'd you do that for? I went, oh, in Australia, one person yells out hip hip and then everyone yells hooray, and we do that 3 times. And they went, why do you do that? And I went, I don't fucking know. I didn't know you weren't meant to do it. It's always been there. It's really weird when it's not there. They just finish happy birthday and go, happy birthday to you. So you can't help yourself, can you? You needed to. You needed to get it out of your system. You do, don't you? We need to, all right? Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! That's fucking insane to the rest of the world. The rest of the world, that is a weird, strange thing to do. Happy birthday goes for 45 minutes in Australia. We do the hip hips and then someone goes, why was he born so beautiful? Hey, don't cut the cake, I'm not done singing. I've got a whole number prepared. What about this one, right? In America, they don't have Christmas bonbons. I know, how's the genuine disappointment in you? Like, oh, is it even Christmas without the bonbons? Now what that means is they don't have Christmas hats. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. So I brought my American girlfriend, now wife, over for her first Australian Christmas. Imagine what she must have thought. Having never seen this tradition before in her life, and no one says anything about it. Everyone just quietly puts on their paper crowns and starts eating. She's just sitting there, just looking around the table going, what the fuck is wrong with these people? They're all wearing multicoloured paper mache crowns. There's always someone who won't put their hat on and everyone cracks the shits at them. Everyone's like, put your hat on, Gary. It's Christmas. We're all doing it. Come on. Put your fucking hat on, Gary. No, I'm serious. You're embarrassing the American girl. Put your fucking hat on. Read me the joke, Gary. I want to hear the joke. That's shit. I heard that last year. Put your fucking hat on, Gary. What about the person who leaves their hat on too long and they just look insane? You're like, Grandpa, you got to take your hat off. It's February, mate. We're going to put you away. About this one, I was chatting to some American friends and they were talking about how they learnt about sexual education. And they're saying, so for one class per week, we would have sexual education in a class environment with the teacher and diagrams, probably the way you should learn about sex. And one of them turns to me and goes, how do they teach you about sex in your country? How do you learn about sex in Australia? And I went, a giraffe in a caravan taught me about sex. His name was Harold. He was very informative. Do you know how weird it is to explain that you learn how to have sex from a man fisting a giraffe in a caravan? I have a foreskin. I thought you guys might want to know, no? Is that too much information straight away? In America, they're freaked out by the foreskin. I'm not sure why. Half of the people in this country have a foreskin. Half. Well, that's not true. No, half are female. That's ridiculous. There's very few women with foreskins in this country. But for some reason in America, they're freaked out by it. They're like, no, you got to get rid of that. You got to get rid of it for cleanliness. Got to get rid of it. Tell you what, take a shower. Take a fucking shower. Every day you can take a shower. You don't have to lop part of your penis off. So 25 years down the track, you can save some time by not showering. I can go 3 days without showering, thanks to getting rid of my pesky foreskin. I did shows a couple of months ago in Florida, and Florida's a weird place, okay? They were very old. The audiences were just 96 years old across the board. Some people died during the show, and they just carried them out, and everyone was like, oh yeah, it was Kevin's time. It was Kevin, carry on. So America's a very religious place, okay? We're not very religious here in Australia. We are a little bit, but not like America, okay? God doesn't want to make the 16-hour flight down to Australia, so he's not here as much. So in the Mormon religion, you're not allowed to have sex until marriage, okay? It's taboo. Not allowed to. But the young consenting Mormon adults, like the 18-year-olds, they want to have sex, of course they do. But what they've realised is, okay, they're allowed to... Look, they're allowed to be in there. They're allowed to park. They're allowed to dock. You're allowed to be inside. Okay? You're just not allowed to move. That's the wicked part in the Mormon religion, is the movement. It's the wicked hump, okay? So they've realised you're allowed to be in there, but they're like, don't move. Now, this is my favourite part. The second part is called jump humping. This is where they get a friend in, and their friend jumps on the bed next to them and provides the movement that they so sorely need. I'm not making this shit up. You can look it up. See, these two acts, independent of one another, totally acceptable in the Mormon religion. You're allowed to be in there, you're allowed to park, you're allowed to dock. They call that soaking, which is both hilarious and disgusting. And then they're allowed to jump on the bed. They're just having a good time. Nothing wrong with that. But what has occurred when in close proximity to one another? What is this scientific anomaly? And I'm so proud of these kids for finding this loophole. I'm so proud of them. I would have thought that'd be the most important part of sex, but no, apparently not. But do you know how hard that is to orchestrate? I was 18. Trying to get sex is impossible. Impossible. Trying to bring another person in on that? Fuck no. How are they going to play this off? One of these 18-year-old kids, like he defies the odds, and he gets a girl home, and he's being a gentleman, and he's being courteous, and she says, oh, we're just watching Netflix, right? And he's like, yeah, of course. And then she goes, well, why is your friend Kevin here with his shoes off? And he's got to go, oh, I don't know, anything could happen, hey! There's too much to orchestrate. You can't have a memory foam mattress, you can't have memory foam. You think about it, you're on the bed in the docking position, ready, and Kevin's jumping around like a lunatic, and you're not moving at all. It's incredible, but not helpful in this situation. There's a full glass of red wine not spilling next to you. That was the most fun I've had doing that joke. Thank you. You should have seen the people in Florida. There's no way. Silence throughout that whole thing. But I just kept doing it because I enjoyed doing it. I was looking around the house the other day. So we've lived together for 8 years, and I was looking around the house, and I realised that I own nothing. I own nothing in this house. None of this is mine. I put none of that there. I'm not allowed to touch some of it. I'm a grown man who can't touch shit in his own house. I'm like, how did I let this happen? How did it get this far? The cats have more real estate in the house than I do. They have cat towers and feeding stations and places they like to sit. I have nothing. Now I know why dads everywhere around the world have that one chair, that one armchair that's like in the corner of the room, and everyone kind of jokes about it and goes, oh, that's Dad's chair. That's where Dad sits. Don't sit in Dad's chair. And you know what Dad thinks? That's all I've fucking got in my life. That's all. And they sit in their chair and they go, this is my fucking chair. No one tells me what to do when I'm in this chair. I'm king of this chair. I realised I don't even have the chair. All I have is my side of the bed. Okay. Under the covers, because the cats own the entire top of the bed. If there's a cat sleeping in my spot, I can't disturb the cat. I have to contort my body around the cat. And they go, no, I won't disturb her. Isn't she beautiful? Yeah, let's let her sleep. And I'll just have half of my body off the bed. That's a good idea. I like it. I think it's good for circulation. I think it's good for my spine and the future of my back altogether. I think it's great. As long as the cat's getting a good night's sleep, I can sacrifice myself. So all I have to myself is my side of the bed under the covers and only facing this way. Because if I face this way, towards my wife, apparently my breath is ruining her existence. And she tells me about it every 20 minutes. She'll be like, I can feel you breathing. I can feel the warmth of your breath. And I'm like, oh, that's gross. So I grab a pillow and stick it in my face and go... She goes, I can still feel you breathing. I'm like, you can feel me breathing through the pillow? She's like, I can feel you moving. I can feel the movement and I can tell that you're breathing. I can tell that you're still breathing. I'm like, yes, I am in fact breathing. That is true. That is awful of me. Look, I'm purely just trying to breathe to live. Is it okay? Is it okay with you if I live through the night? Is that okay with you? I know you're trying to sleep, but I'm just trying to get oxygen to my brain so I can survive another day on this planet. But that's rude of me on this Tuesday evening. You should be having a nice slumber. I'll stop breathing, and I'll die. I'll die in the bed next to you, and you and the cat will have a wonderful sleep. I'm just breathing. I'm not snoring. To be fair, in the last 6 months I've started snoring. And I know that's annoying. I've slept next to people that have snored before and that is fucking annoying. But I gotta tell you guys, as the person who snores, it's really hard as well. Because you don't hear any of the snoring. You just get woken up every half an hour by a hysterical, angry person a foot away from you in the bed, hitting you. Shut the fuck up! And you're like, what? You shut the fuck up! I wasn't snoring, you were! You shut up, that's stupid, you're stupid! Why did I even marry you, you stupid? I'm just trying to sleep like a normal person and you hit me. So, I don't know if this is happening here in Australia, but in America, I don't know why they make their showers so difficult to figure out. Every new shower is a new puzzle, a new maze. to figure out how to even get it started. It used to be just a red hot tap and a blue cold tap. That's it. It's pretty simple. Now, you have to find a little lever to pull down to start the shower. They're like, oh, didn't you know you needed to pull the lever up from the bath tap? Didn't you know that? I'm like, no, I didn't fucking know that. Why would I know I needed a plumbing apprenticeship and move hardware around to start your stupid shower? Sometimes it's one huge metallic knob with just no signage. And you're just spinning it around. You're like, I don't know how far I need to go with this. And that is 3rd degree burns. And that's ice bucket challenge. And you're like, where the fuck do I was at a hotel and there was 3 chrome levers with just nothing else. No signage. I didn't know what was going on. I just stared at it and went, this is not going to end well. And I turned the middle one and just got shot in the dick, like a high-powered, like right there. Like, why is that at dick level? Is that to clean my foreskin? Is that why that's there?